Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today I thought we'd take a look at Harley Quinn from Batman the Animated Series by DC Collectibles. This figure is inspired by the episode The Man Who Killed Batman. Now, this figure does stand well on its own. It does have a stand, which does have a few issues on its own, so I will get into that. But taking a look at her here, she does pose quite nice. She does have the smaller feet, but if you work with them a little bit, then she can stand. And as you can see, I've kind of got her weight going all different places, and she's still able to stand. So, pretty sweet looking figure. I like her. All her joints are really good and solid. She's like the first figure to where every single joint is nice and tight. Whenever you bend it into a location, and it just stays there. That's exactly where it is. So, I like that. There's no looseness in any of the joints, as you can see as we're trying to rotate her a little bit here. She's kind of falling over, but just kind of giving you guys a little 360. There's some nice paint applications on there. There's a couple places where there's some paint splatter, but not too big of a deal. But it does look quite nice. I do like her. Now, taking a look at her stand, the one problem that I was mentioning with it before is it just keeps on going down. So to equip it, I'm just gonna have to bring it in here and then latch onto her, so that way we can kind of get a better look at that face, the paint there. And this is not like it is kind of like a white, but it's kind of a off-white or a bone, almost kind of like a tint of light blue into it, so it's not white here on the cuffs and around the chest, the face, and the little white balls here at the end. But you can see that there's some extra paint. So basically, where you got the black, you're going to have the red diamonds. Where you have the red, you're going to have the black diamonds. So you can see that on the legs here. It's the same thing. Well, you can't really see it right there, but there on the butt, you got the red diamonds and the black diamonds down here. And then also on the forearms, you got the black diamonds there. And on the shoulder, you have the red diamonds. Now, the only thing, it's hard to put the red on the black. It's much easier to line up the black on the red. As you can see, it looks really nice. But the red, as you can see, it's a darker red. So, I guess it was a little difficult to do. So, anyways, taking her off the stand so we can look at this figure as far as the paint goes a little bit better. You see with the eyes, they are a nice bright blue, which is just like in the animated series. With the red going around here, they did a nice job in the black. As you can see, you know, it's not exactly completely lined up the way that they wanted, but it's one of those things where it's not that major. So it's not like there's like a big piece of black paint on her side of her cheek or anything like that. So as you can see, it's just a little bit out of the line. But thought I'd bring it up. In case any of you guys were curious about as far as them staying in the lines with the paint. You can see that they did the same thing here with the neck going back and forth. Looks really good. With the back section here, everything seems to be matching up. There's really no paint splatter anywhere. There was one. I kind of forgot where it was. But since I can't find it again, then I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. Or you can really see it that well. But taking a look at some of her accessories and kind of getting her stand up straight here that she comes with. She does come with a set of hands that are like this, which just about all of them come with. Just kind of the open hand, where she also has the red one as well. Then you have the fist hands. Just about all the figures come with the fists, so you have a red and a black. And each one of these fists go back and forth very nicely. I know on some figures that some of the joints, they feel like, they're painted together. They're almost felt like they're glued together and they don't move back and forth very well. Every single hand on her does move back and forth perfectly. And like I said, there's no looseness in any bit of this figure. The other hand, she's going to have a red one here. And that is for the gun that you saw her displayed with earlier. And it's not too bad looking either. It's just a kind of silver gun, but it does have the cork at the end, or something that's painted to look like a cork at the end, so that's very cool. And then she also has this hand that kind of matches up with the one holding the gun, but it's not exactly the same. It's a little bit different grip, but she does come with this clownfish, or the Joker fish. And you can fit that in there as well. Just by kind of coming into the side and kind of rotating it. And she holds on to it fairly well. Good there, yeah. So you can see it's not moving at all. So these hands are actually perfect for her accessories. I know some of the figures that, some of the accessories they come with, you try to figure out which hand holds it, and none of them are exactly perfect with her. The one that holds a gun, the one that holds a fish, both of them are absolutely perfect as far as the fit goes. Now, as far as the articulation, like I mentioned before, every single joint on her is tight, and it's like you can still move it, so it's not like tight where you feel like you're going to break it, but it's tight to where if you put her, right there, there's no looseness. It's not going to bend at all. So I really do like that. With the head, it is on that ball joint that goes and moves around, so you can even get some side motions and stuff. The arms, they only go out about this much. I would have liked another click in there to make them at least go all the way out, but unfortunately, we don't get that with this figure. There is no waist articulation, so we didn't have that on Batgirl. We didn't have that on Catwoman. So I don't know. Why don't the females, don't they move at the waist? I don't understand that, but maybe it's because they're so small. I don't know. But the elbows, they do bend. As you can see right here, they do rotate. The hands, they rotate on the inside, and they also bend back and forth. Again, just everything fits exactly where you want it. It doesn't move again after you put it in the pose you want. With the legs, they don't go forward that far. So if you wanted to, Batman pick her up in the Batmobile, well, I guess that's all right. She's kind of leaning back for her to go ride with Batman in the Batmobile, or maybe Joker steals it or something like that. It's going to be just a little, she's not going to be sitting upright, so it's going to be at a little bit of an angle there. But as far as going back, she does go back with the legs more than some of the other figures like Batgirl and also Catwoman, just because where the butt plate is, it's still, this is molded, the top of the leg to be, I guess, part of the butt, but it does go back further than the other figures, so I thought that was kind of cool, just because it's a little bit higher up, where the front crotch piece is a little bit, further down. As far as going in and out, she can do the splits. She can also bend at the knee, and there's actually like 2 clicks there. So there's that click, and then there's that extra one there. So if you wanted to have her in a pose like I did earlier, I just had that 1 click. So then with the feet, there is no back and forth with it, but you can see that they're kind of like little shoes, like little house shoes. So they just kind of go side to side like so, which I think actually helps with her balancing, because like I had earlier, I had her like 1 click here and like her leg all the way out here. Just moving them, side to side, it helps balance them because you don't have the, back and forth motion, so you don't have that loosening like it did on Batgirl if you watch that review. So as you can see, it was real easy to put her in a pose. Like we're using as much part of the leg as possible, and I think it looks really good, and it stands fine without the stand. So that's one thing that I do like with the figure, also because of the fact that, this just keeps on falling down. So anyways, there's a look at Harley Quinn. Pretty good figure. She's a very popular character, so if you don't have this is one that is highly recommended as far as, collecting the animated series line and new adventures. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. Peace.